Hey guys, what's going on? For my first video for Maya Basics and this is mainly for those people using Maya with UDK. Um, and I am using Maya 2011. I do have, the more recent versions, 2013, but I use 2011 because, as far as I know, 2013 doesn't really work with UDK. Now, maybe there is a way, I just don't know it. But I do know the way to take any meshes I make from Maya or 3ds 2011 and put them in UDK. So that's why I use 2011. Um, but today, what I want to do is it's going to be a really short video, I hope. But for people using UDK, it's definitely beneficial, and that is to sync the grid of Maya to that of UDK. That way, any meshes you make in Maya, um, they're not terribly small and they're not terribly huge when you put them into UDK, when you finally uh, transport them over to UDK. So it's really simple though. As you can see here, I mean, it looks like a pretty big space, like, looks like a pretty good drawing board, I guess. But what'll happen actually, and I saw this on a video, I believe, a person had a character model which was 96 units tall and 32 wide, and when he put it next to this grid that you start up with, when Maya or 3ds starts up, it is terribly huge. And so a way to or the way to um, get the grid to be the same as UDK, you'll go, actually let me walk you through that, because I just kind of went into it. You'll go to display, and then you'll see grid right here up at the top, and it's checked. If you uncheck it, your grid will go away. But that's not what we want to do. We want to hit this little box right here on the right, which is a lot of different things have these boxes. Um, but it's really just an options box. So you'll open that up, and you'll see right here the very first thing, length and width, and we're going to make that 512. And then grid lines every 512 units. And then for subdivisions, this is where it'll actually line up everything. So if you take, well, in UDK, 16 units is actually a foot, or approximately a foot, I guess. But if you divide 512 by 32, you'll get 16, which is a foot. So, I mean, it's really whatever you want, I guess, depending on if you're making a small model or a big one, however many, units you want. But if you apply it, it's going to be huge. But not, I mean, not really huge, to be honest. It's a lot bigger than the one that was originally there, but um, this is probably what you'll want for any, I guess, average model that you do. And I mean, you could do you want to do powers of 2. That way, anything you incorporate in this, you'll put in UDK, and if you have, we'll just say, the grid aligned to like every 16 units, where it skips every grid into the next square, um, you can actually make this like 1024, I guess. So you put 1024 here, 1024 here. Now what you would do here, since it's obviously a power of 2, you'll do a power of 2 for 32, so it'll be 64, and apply, and it'll be desperately huge. And I would imagine this is probably more for like buildings, really big structures or statues, or something that's going to be extremely huge. But what I like to work in is probably around 524 or 524, and I would say that's probably just about normal, at least for me. I mean, it's all personal preference, I guess, really. But that concludes this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.